Does anyone know someone in the bathroom right now? Good, and that's one of the cast, so you're fine. They're a pottying cast. Welcome to Slipstream Theater Initiative. Welcome to closing night of Hedda Gabler, which has been an absolute treat. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we have. As you can see, it's a really small space. Actors are going to be right by your feet a lot. I'm going to actually move that. They might kick you and hurt you. So obviously, I hate to say this because it's a no-brainer, but please, now is the time. Check your cell phones, make sure they're not on, they're not going to vibrate, and Siri's not going to ask you. I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What? Oh, thanks. Oh, I know which Hedda would have fixed that one. You'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, so a couple quick things. The show runs an hour and 20 minutes, no intermission. I think I've told you that 3 times. Slipstream is a 501c3 non-profit, so all donations are tax deductible, and believe me, we could use them, whether you have 50 cents, which pays for some water for an actor who's parched, or $5. You would not believe how much, how far it can go. So if you have it to give, please, we would love it. You could donate via me, via the website, via calling to the spirits, or however you donate. Also, word of mouth is really awesome, so please, if you like what you saw, tell people about Slipstream. This is our second season, our second show. We have a backspace, a back theater as well, which right now Puzzle Piece Theater is doing RUR, Rockford Universal Robots. That runs one more weekend. So you can come back and see another show back there. Very cool concept. Okay, this is our Hedda Gabler production script, which is only our version. You have never read this adaptation because I wrote it. Henrik Ibsen wrote the play, John Monahan, but I wrote this adaptation. It includes stills from our production that you will see tonight. So if you would like a copy of this, you can buy it on Amazon for $10, or you could buy it here tonight with us for $5. There is a gunshot in the show, so if you are if that scares you, the bathrooms are right there. And there's also a small flame, very small. If it gets larger, the exit is right there, right where you came in. And we have fire extinguishers back there and, burly guys that can put that out for you. Other than that, I think we are good to go, so please.
One more.
Sit.
Apologies for interrupting the show.
You don't get to pee, I'm sorry.
I didn't expect to.
All right, with that, the doors are locked, the show is starting, and I hope you enjoy it. Feel free to stay after and say hi to everyone afterwards, and thank you for coming.
Filled with darkness, and I stopped dreaming. Now I'm supposed to fill it up with something. In your eyes, I see the eyes of somebody I knew before, long ago. But I'm still trying to make my mind.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt.
Ring around the
Sticks and
rose.
stones may break
I
my
give
bones,
sugar
but
and
words
spice
will
and
never
everything nice. That's what girls are made of.
we all fall down.
Hedda, what's got your attention outside?
Lovely. Can't believe it's fall already.
Something's on your mind.
Yes. It's just that Tessman, your aunt, was here and she left her hat just sitting out for all the world to see.
So, what's wrong with that?
It's an obnoxious hat.
It doesn't go with the furniture.
Well, the next time I see her, I'll say something to her.
I don't mean to be so fussy about it, but honestly, Tessman, this is our house.
She can't just leave her things lying about.
People don't do such things.
I will talk to her, but you can try being a little bit nicer.
Perhaps.
What do you think of my piano in that room there?
What do I think of it?
Doesn't it seem out of place?
So old.
Maybe if I moved it.
I'm not going to try and move the piano. Will you just relax and enjoy the fall day? And once I get my promotion, I can buy you 100 new pianos. We can just throw that old one out.
It's played all of my memories, Tessman. I don't
I
want to get rid of
I
it.
simply wanted to
Stop
stop
clashing.
clashing.
And why are there flowers on it?
Oh, perhaps a gentleman caller of yours.
You're funny.
Oh, see if there's a card.
Oh, it's from Thea Elstead. She's back in town.
Your old girlfriend.
Yeah, hardly. Lasted about a month, and I doubt either of us remember very much of it.
Lucky you.
She had incredibly annoying hair.
I haven't talked to her since high
Why
school.
would she send us flowers? Dreadful creature.
Maybe she just wanted to congratulate us on getting married.
They always want more.
You know, she's probably going to try to go after you again.
Oh, is somebody jealous?
A comedic genius.
Well, she's married to a sheriff in some godforsaken southern town where everybody's related. Do you remember Eilert Lovborg? I think he lives there as well. You know, I always hoped that he would get his act together. Such a hopeless drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely hopeless.
Of course, I've forgotten completely about him.
All the old ghosts start to reappear once they're caught up in married life,
Don't
don't
they?
they? Don't they?
And they'll disappear again just as quickly. Would you like to play something for me?
You always played so well, Mrs. Testament.
How lovely.
We were just talking about you.
How long have you been standing there?
Just long enough. Oh, do forgive me. I let myself, just let myself in. I'm in a bit of a state.
By all means.
You look a fright.
Good sit.
Next to me. I'm not sure I should have come.
Don't be tedious.
Come on, out with it. We haven't time for school games.
Hedda?
No, she's right. As I'm sure you know, Eilert Lovborg is in the city, this sinful city, and he's surrounded by, well, his past. And for almost 2 years now, we have been clean and sober. He's lived with us. He's taught our children and, well, my stepchildren. And as you already know, he's written a book. I think the success of the book is what triggered him coming back here. See, for the past year, he was so inspired that the pages just happened. But then it was gone, and now so is he.
So you've come here to find him then?
Why wouldn't your husband have come instead?
Oh, he's very busy. Besides, I miss the city anyway. Regardless, I've come because I can't seem to find him. And I know he was very good friends with you back in high school, Mr. Tessman. I'm sure he will call you, and I hope you'll receive him well.
Yes, of course.
He really needs a friend right now. Someone with his best interests in mind, so please, if you hear from him...
Tessman, why don't you make some calls? You're sure to be able to find him.
Have a conversation.
Invite him over. Could you do that?
Yeah, sure, that shouldn't be much of a problem. Well, I will get right to it.
Don't be overly sentimental, Tessman.
But do be thorough.
Thank you.
Was it too obvious? I wanted him out of the room.
No, why would you want him out of the room?
You're
You're not telling me the whole story, Thora.
What? What? It's Thea, by the way.
The whole story.
Come on, out with it.
Secrets don't make friends. Oh, we were never friends, Mrs. Tessman.
Oh, were we? Back in school?
You used to yank my hair.
In good fun.
You threatened to set it on fire senior year.
I was a prankster.
How silly of you to take it so seriously.
Now, we must start all over so you don't think I mean you any ill will. Please,
Call me Hedda, and I will call you Thora.
Thea.
Did I not say that?
Perhaps I heard wrong.
Now, Thea, tell me, how long have you been living in that awful town?
5 years. I went to be a tutor to Sheriff Elfstead's children. His wife was sick.
And then he became his mistress.
And then his wife.
And how long has Loveboard been living with your family?
A few years now. He took over tutoring the children, and I became mother.
Granddaughter.
Excuse me.
Your husband.
He's like twice your age, isn't he?
Well, yes, he is.
Oh, poor Thea.
I see right through you, you know.
Well, I have no idea what you mean.
Do you love your husband?
We tolerate each other. He doesn't love in general.
Well, he must love Eilert.
He sent you all the way here to find him.
Thea,
Be honest.
you came looking for him yourself, didn't you?
He's
your
your
lover.
How on earth did you figure that out?
Well, I have instincts.
And intellect.
Also have eyes.
And you look like a lovesick puppy.
Is it that obvious? And yet you're still sitting here talking to me. You weren't phased?
Of course not. This is what friends are for.
Well, I'm not used to kindness. Thank you, Mrs. Tessman.
Hedda.
Yes. Hedda. Thank you.
Do you plan on telling your husband when you go back home?
Oh, I'm not going back there.
Oh.
I'm not. I am staying wherever Eilert is. How did you two even start?
Yes, how did it start?
I encouraged him when we first got sober. I was the only one to do so, you know. I helped him focus on writing and other positive things, and he appreciated that. And of course, he made me feel alive. For once, I had only ever felt like a hand-me-down purchased at a resale shop. And I'd allowed that, you see, but Eilert, he taught me that I was worth more than that. And we worked together on his book. He included me. He said I was his muse.
So you are responsible for his new life then.
Congratulations.
He says that too. I'm not responsible for it. I saw something that no one else did.
So now here you are to live happily ever after in the city of sin.
With a successfully published writer.
Yeah.
I'd say things are going well.
There is something else.
Gift that keeps on giving.
There's a woman.
Isn't there always?
Yes. But this one is from his past.
What's her name?
Y'all burn her hair. He didn't say. He only mentioned her once in a long discussion that we had about our regrets. Ever since, she has been like a ghost in our presence. I think he wants to reconnect.
What did he tell you about her?
Maybe we can find her.
Only that they broke up because she threatened to shoot him in the head with a gun.
Absurd.
People don't do such things.
There was a jazz singer years ago, Fire Red Hair. They say she carried pistols in her purse. I've always thought it was her.
Sounds like a girl.
And she's still here. Can you imagine? What if he goes back to her?
Don't be silly.
Well, all right, ladies, the deed is done.
And Thea was just leaving.
Yes. Thank you so much, Hedda. So much. I will be back later in case he stops by.
Knock, knock. I hope I'm not disturbing you.
Judge Brack.
I love it to see her face in the daylight.
Is it much different than the evening?
A little more youthful, I think.
Please meet my friend Thea. Thea Elfstead.
Judge, doesn't Hedda look absolutely ravishing?
Oh, well.
Yes, always.
Lovely to meet you. Please excuse me.
Judge, I must see my friend out.
Oh, you'll wait here for me to return before telling secrets to my husband, won't you?
So, Judge, care to see what we've done with the loan?
I can tell from the receipts. Quite extravagant. I wish you'd gone a little lighter.
Well, you know Hedda, that wouldn't have worked for her.
Yes, well, you may want to think about how to downsize.
Judge, I'll be getting my promotion soon. It won't be long before we can pay you back in full. Is that what you've come about?
In not so many words. I'm sure you've heard, though, that your old friend is back in town, Eilert Loveboard.
Yeah, how many times can that man's name be said within the course of one afternoon? Yes, Eilert is back in town. And yes, he has written a wildly successful book. I'm still working on mine.
His is so successful.
Boy, Brack.
Out of nowhere. We all assumed he'd drink himself to death, but instead he's written the
sober
next...
and published. Brack, what'd you come for?
Oh, that. It is about your promotion, really. Now that Loveboard's back in town, there's going to be kind of a competition for the position.
Breck, you've got to be kidding me. Well, Ed and I were married with this promotion virtually promised. I borrowed from you on that notion. Well, I borrowed from my Aunt Julia, too. Breck, I spent most of my honeymoon researching.
I know, but he's established quite a name now, and though I know you will too, for the moment, he's become very recognized.
Until he takes a drink.
Tessman, it's just going to be a contest. You can win it. I'm telling you ahead of time so that you can prepare.
Oh, thanks for that.
So, an old-fashioned duel between you and I, eh, Tessman?
And this is exciting news to you?
Oh, come now, Tessman.
Competition is always exciting.
The challenger's one to show his true colors.
It would be wise, Mrs. Tessman, to rethink some of the purchases I hear you've threatened. Tessman, I'll be back this afternoon to take you to my party.
Dear Judge, please see that he actually goes with you. You may have to drag him after giving him this news.
Oh, no, I'll be there. And I suppose I can bring my old friend along with me, too?
Competition is healthy, George.
Don't be a baby about it.
I'll see you this afternoon.
Which purchases am I to give up?
Hedda, we can't live quite like I promised. I mean, not with the future so unsure. I have to give a couple of things back. We won't be able to hire any sort of housekeepers. Well, of course, your horse.
Tessman, not the horse.
Yes. Yes, I suppose that is something that can wait. But there's one thing I ask remains. Only one thing.
What one thing? Is it your piano?
My piano is a given. But George,
My pistols.
I couldn't part with those.
Your pistols.
General Gabler's pistols.
I will not part with those.
Nobody knows it but me. I slip, yeah, I slip, and slip, and then go. I shake the streets just to hide in this place, but I'm still, and then go. Nobody knows it but me. I slip, yeah, I slip, and slip, and then go.
Don't shoot, I'm innocent, I swear.
Judge, jury, and executioner. Which would you like me to be, Judge Brack?
You and those pistols. Is your husband home?
Oh, you're earlier than he expected.
You should be back shortly.
So we're alone.
We are indeed.
What shall we do?
Oh, I can think of a few things. It's been a while since we were alone, Mrs. Tessman.
Now I'm a married woman, Judge.
I can't flirt like a schoolgirl with you.
How is that working out, being a married woman?
Oh, it's boring. I want to pull my hair out.
Not what marriage is.
Generally, yes. Oh, but the honeymoon. Did you at least enjoy the honeymoon, you extravagant little thing?
The honeymoon?
I'm married to a writer.
A writer of science. Researching gets him off more than anything I could ever do.
Besides research with him.
No. He spent the whole of the time talking about history and science and his ridiculous obsession with birds.
Birds!
And all the things that are supposed to make someone educated.
I'd much rather prefer a silent lover.
He is a little infatuated with his work, but that's endearing, isn't it?
In its own small way, yes.
You chose him, Hedda. You could have gone many different routes. The daughter of a general as decorated as your father? You could have chosen any man you wanted.
Yeah, but he seemed the most logical choice.
Besides, you know how tired I got. There's
Nothing
nothing new
new.
to do or learn.
Plus, he promised to provide for me. Promised everything a girl is supposed to want. Wouldn't you agree? George Tessman is the picture
Picture of
of
respectability.
Yes. And over time, you'll learn to love him.
Oh, I hate that word. How could anyone be bound eternally to one person, one
One
identity,
identity,
day in and day out? History, science, history, science. My brain is bleeding.
You could always invite a third into the bedroom to spice things up.
One man has no sexual instincts, the other has perverted ones.
All you men so one-dimensional.
You've got to learn to control that temper of yours.
It's not a temper.
It's an impulse. It comes over me sometimes.
Can't help it.
It's because you aren't happy.
I have no reason to be.
Nobody ever does, really.
You have all the things you ever wanted.
Ha, that's the funny thing.
No. When George was first courting me, we passed by this house on a walk home.
When he was fumbling with his words, so out of pity, I
Me?
changed the
He
conversation.
said, look at that gorgeous house.
Can you imagine living in a house
No,
like that? I would just
die
die
to
to live there.
Did you not mean it?
I hate this house.
It smells like dead flowers.
Maybe you should take up a hobby.
I have hobbies. It's my husband who needs something else.
Mm-hmm.
Thought about getting him into politics.
Yeah,
but
he's not tough enough.
I also thought about sending him into religion, but
He doesn't believe in anything, so
here we
here we
are.
are.
You need something stimulating to happen. That's your problem. You're understimulated.
You think?
Brack, you're here early. I hope you don't mind waiting for a few. Eilert's supposed to meet me here later.
Is he coming to my party? I'm not sure that's such a good idea. You two are vying for the same position, and well, we all know how adamant you get when you've been drinking.
Competition is healthy. George, is Eilert really on his way over?
Yeah, why wouldn't he be? Oh, I picked up his book. Read through it a little. It's damn good, but not better than I can do.
Good.
Anyway, Brack, I don't think Eilert will compete against me. He knows what's at stake for me, and he's a true friend, even after all these years.
Friend.
Do you think it wise for him to be at a party with his peers in an atmosphere of drinking?
He could stay here.
Thea's coming back over.
We could talk about his book.
Or politics.
Oh, politics. Ugh. No, he'll be fine. I'll look over him.
Eilert, George. Thank you so much for calling.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was nervous you might not want to see me. Really nice to your house. It's really, really something. Hedda, Mrs. Tessman, may I be so bold as to shake your hand?
But of course.
We're all friends here.
Hi, how astute you look, Eilert. Here, meet Judge Brack.
Pleasure.
So are you back in town for good, then?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, wonderful.
You'll be joining our little circle then, Mr. Loveboard.
Well, oh, congratulations on your new book. I picked it up, but I've only really skimmed through it.
It's not worth your time, George.
A book with this much praise.
I'm sure that's not the case. Hedda, did you hear the man?
Yes,
Yes,
I'm
I'm
standing
sitting right here with the rest of you.
Really, George?
It's trash. I wrote what people wanted to like, but there's none of me in it. It's common, made for the common people.
Knowingly writing for the common man.
I may have misjudged you.
I like the book. In fact, I found it quite intriguing.
I simply mean, it's not what I wanted to write. What I wanted to write is now complete.
Oh, you've written another book already?
This is my true work. It's about the future, about the way science will advance. Almost a prediction. The protagonist is a woman who has absorbed all the knowledge of the universe and sets forth to create the world anew after the earth has been set on fire. I dare say it's really something.
You have written another book.
Yes, I have.
He's written another book. You hear that, George?
I brought the manuscript with me. I wanted my old friend to read it before anyone else. There, have a look.
Imagine that. Some people really can be reformed.
Well, but this isn't your handwriting, though, is it?
No, it's Thea's. Thea Elvsted, Sheriff Elvsted's wife. You remember. Thea Riesing, I believe, when you knew her.
Yes, she was here just a moment ago.
She spoke very highly of you.
She's meant to come back over shortly, in fact.
You know, I don't really have time to read it. I mean, did you dictate or like how?
Yes. The words, they came too quickly to write. You know how it is. Thea had worked on the first book, actually contributed much to it since I'm not certain what people want to like. And so she was eager to help out on this one, as you can imagine. But I assure you, George, these thoughts are all mine.
Oh, the suspense is killing me. Let me see it.
No, we really should be getting to the party, gentlemen.
George, the party. I told you on the phone I didn't think it was a good idea.
I mean, you're a changed man now. Look at you, 2 books. Besides, it'll be an opportunity for you to share excerpts from the new manuscript.
There is that.
With contemporaries. How long's it been since you've been amongst friends?
I'd hardly call your lot contemporaries, Judge. You give yourself too much credit.
Now, gentlemen, if Mr. Loveboard fears for sobriety amongst colleagues,
You may
can
certainly stay here.
Thea and me.
I'll listen to your excerpts.
Yes, you're probably right.
Nonsense. Come be with friends. I'll look over you.
How can you say no to a face like George Tessman's? He's
Huh?
practically the picture of respectability.
I think it best to stay behind. Though, I thank you. Both. George, as you know, I've done some thinking, and with everyone gathered here, you mentioned how important this position is to you.
Oh, yeah, the duel!
And I only want a moral victory. I will wait until there's another opening at the college.
A true friend. Absolutely.
Perhaps we should thank the man, George.
You let
Dumbstruck.
A moral victory. Is that worth much?
Depends on who you ask.